The video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. I hope you guys are doing great today. I hope you're staying safe wherever you are tuning in to the podcast. As you guys can see from the title, Grizzlies player Jaylen Wells, he injured himself last night during their game. He had injured his wrist. From what the stories and the reporters are speaking on it, he had injured his wrist during this game. So let's hop right into this article to see what ESPN had to say about this. Grizzlies Jaylen Wells out of hospital to miss extended time. So he had injured his wrist. So the specific play that he did, where he's hooping it caused him to injure his wrist. Okay. Memphis Grizzlies guard Jaylen Wells has been discharged from the hospital after suffering a broken wrist during his scary fall Tuesday night. Agent Amon Desi told ESPN Shams Karania on Wednesday. Wells, a starter who is vying for all-rookie team selection while averaging 10.5 points and 3.4 rebounds in 79 games this season, will be sidelined for an extended period. Real quick before we go any further with the article, whenever players are signing up to do specific sports as their career and they do it as a lifetime, injuries are going to occur, whether it's a hamstring, a wrist injury, neck, back. You have to kind of expect that, especially being a basketball player. You know, some of those guys are tall where they probably won't get as injured like shorter players, but people still get injured. The players still get injured overall. And thank God he was discharged from the hospital, that they didn't have to keep him there too long after they figured out what the injury was and what medication or anything that the doctors and nurses were going to give him. Hopefully it's something that will help his wrist, because majority of the time, if it's really a bad injury or even like a sickness that you may have, you're in the hospital for a couple of days. But it was obviously just a broken wrist that he did injure during the game. So I'm sure the doctors and the nurses, they took a look at it and they did the x-rays and they seen what medicine they can at least give him. But he is going to miss a couple of games. I'm sorry, Memphis Grizzlies fans, but he got to miss a couple of games. He has to. You want him to try to recover and get better and get a little bit healed. That way he doesn't come back in the game too quick and he's injuring his wrist quick again, even quicker. You know, so we got to take precautions. But thank God he is out of the hospital. That's good. Let's continue reading. He caught an outlet pass from John Morant during Tuesday's 124-100 victory and had gone up to dunk the ball when the Hornets' KG Simpson inadvertently undercut him after trying to catch up to the play. The contact caused Wells to lose his balance while in the air, and he landed awkwardly on his side as his head slammed against the court near the baseline. Wells was down for 8 minutes before being lifted by medical personnel onto a stretcher with his head immobilized. He was taken to a hospital where he had movement in all of his extremities. Interim coach Tuomas Isolo said. I want to make sure I say your name, T.I. Say your name right, T.I. So he was laying on the court face down when he was trying to slam dunk the ball while in the air. He landed flat, face down on his stomach. And usually any plays that you see like that with any player, you get scared. You get really, really scared. And what this reminds me of is when the Bills player, I'm trying to remember his name. What was his name? What was the Bills player that got injured? DeMar Hamlin. When he had got injured on the field, he was out on the field laying for a good couple of minutes. The whole stadium, I mean, worldwide. This was worldwide. Many people, many fans were tuned in watching it. And that was kind of a scary thing to see, because when you don't get a response quick from a player, it makes you very concerned. And, God forbid, you don't want to think the other side, of what it could be. But sometimes during a certain injury, it causes your body to like kind of go in a close moment for a few minutes, and then it's like your spirit comes back alive. So you get unresponsive for a few minutes and you come back alive. Well, the same thing happened to DeMar Hamlin. Everybody was watching it, and I believe that was one of the playoff games for the Bills. They were playing the Bengals. That game, obviously, it didn't even finish out. It didn't. They did not finish that game out at all. But it's scary to see any of your favorite players go down in such a timely manner like that. Whether it's a big phenomenal play that they're doing, or if it's like a little small little kid play, or if you're taking those hits, or you're hitting the player back. Anything can trigger your body anytime. Our body is really fragile. Our body is it can get injured with just a little thing. Stubbing your toe, that's still injury to your foot until the pain goes away. So music licensing, when that happened with DeMar, it shocked the whole world. He was unresponsive for a couple of minutes as well. I don't think for 8 minutes like Jaylen was, but he was unresponsive for a couple of minutes. He really was, until they were able to get some kind of action or movement, or him giving some kind of response like, yeah, I can still hear you. I'm still somewhat responsive. I can see you a little bit. So anytime the players deal with injuries like this, it's scary. It's very scary, because you don't want to think worst case scenario has already happened, but you don't want to think the other part of that, which is good that this it didn't happen. And a lot of people don't like to speak on this topic, but I mean, when people get injured, you have to think things thoroughly, and you got to think it through. For him being down 8 minutes before the medical personnel came and helped, I mean, that would make anybody, especially his parents, I can only imagine how his parents are feeling. For him being down 8 minutes, that's tragedy. That's kind of scary, like 8 minutes, no response at all. It's like, oh my God, what's going on now? Thank God he was responsive. Thank God he was responsive to where they were able to get him off the court. All right, let's finish this article up. The game was delayed 23 minutes, including warm-up time for both teams. After a replay review, officials called a flagrant foul 2 on Simpson for unnecessary contact, which comes with an automatic ejection. After the play, Simpson immediately bent down to check on Wells and was visibly distraught, while Wells, a 2024 second-round draft pick out of Washington State, was being tended to in the silent arena. Yeah. It's very scary. This little clip right here, he's on the court. They're bringing him on the stretcher right now. But it's still scary to see. No movement, no response. You got to hurry up and get those players off the team. And then it makes your team kind of scared. It makes the away team kind of scared. Like, oh my God, what just happened? Yeah. It's crazy. It's really just a uncomfortable feeling to really just try to understand. Very uncomfortable feeling to understand, but thank God they did get him on the stretcher. He was in the hospital and they did discharge him, so he is going to be out for a couple of weeks. The team will manage. They're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to make the plays and do what they got to do to put Jaylen on their back and carry him. The team going to carry him. They're going to carry him. But Jaylen, young man, thank God nothing worse happened to you. I'm glad you're out of the hospital, but you'll sit courtside or whatever, watching your team, making sure they get the wins. You're gonna make sure they get the wins. So thank God he is all right. Y'all leave prayer hands in the comment section below, because he is good. Like I said, the nurse and the doctor, they gave him some kind of medication for his wrist in order for him to get healed and heal. But I mean, that's one of your main body parts that you do use a lot, your hands, besides your legs. You do use your hands a lot because you're constantly picking things up, constantly, doing things with your hands. So you know, I don't know if he's left-handed or right-handed. I'm not sure, but whatever hand is more dominant, I pray that wasn't the hand that got broken. But if it did, get better, take your medicine, and just heal from it. Just heal from it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a fat thumbs up. Share this video too with anyone and everyone that you know. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel. And if that is all, always stay prayed up and stay blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.